One Piece is returning for its second season, and this time, the journey's taking us beyond everything we've seen so far. The crew is setting course for the Grand Line, where legends are made and rules don't really matter. If you thought the first season was wild, just wait until you see what's next. In the first season of One Piece, we met Luffy when all he had was a hat, a dream, and absolutely no sense of direction. Somehow, that was all it took to start one of the most entertaining adventures we've seen in a long time. I still remember that first time he grinned in the middle of complete chaos, like he already knew things would work out. It was impossible not to root for him. One by one, he brought his crew together. Zoro showed us what real focus looks like. Nami kept the entire group alive with her brains and charm. Usopp turned every story into an event, and Sanji made fighting look stylish. I loved how every episode made their dynamic feel more natural. You could tell these people just clicked instantly. Together, they gave the show its rhythm, and it worked better than anyone expected. Now, with Season 2, we're finally heading into the part of the story where things start to open up. The crew has left the East Blue behind, and the Grand Line is waiting. I bet all of you guys still remember Luffy on deck, smiling like he already knew what was coming next. In the One Piece manga, the next stop was Logtown, the place where Gol D. Roger was born and executed. That arc showed what it truly means to chase the Pirate King's dream. Luffy met Smoker there, which became a monumental moment for the rest of the series. I remember thinking, this is where the story starts to grow up. If the live action follows that path, we could see Smoker appear as the reminder that freedom always comes with a price. After Logtown, the anime took us to Reverse Mountain, where the crew met Laboon, the whale that had been waiting for decades to see its friends again. I always liked that story because it slowed things down. If Netflix includes it, I think it will be one of the most emotional parts of the season. Then comes the real chaos. The crew finally enters the Grand Line and visits places like Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and later Drum Island. In the original, that was when Tony Chopper joined the team, and I can't wait to see how they handle his story. He's such an important part of what makes this crew feel like a family. His backstory was heartbreaking, and if they capture that emotion, it's going to leave an impact. We could also meet Dr. Kureha, Chopper's mentor, whose tough love attitude gave the story so much character. Her scenes in the anime balanced humor and heart beautifully. If the adaptation keeps that tone, Season 2 is going to deliver both the emotional depth and the sense of adventure that define One Piece. After everything the Straw Hats went through in the first season, it feels right that the same cast is returning. Iñaki Godoy as Luffy, Makenyu as Zoro, Emily Rudd as Nami, Jacob Romero as Usopp, and Taz Skylar as Sanji had great chemistry, and that energy carried so much of what made the show work. Seeing them together again will feel familiar in the best way. Plus, Tony Chopper will finally join the team, and I am really curious to see how Netflix brings him to life. In the anime, he is emotional, funny, and surprisingly deep. We might also meet Dr. Kureha, the sharp and witty doctor who raised him. Their story brought so much warmth and heartbreak to the manga, and I hope the live-action version keeps that same heart. We will also see Smoker appear around Logtown. He is not exactly a villain, but one of the first real challenges for Luffy, and his presence will add that extra layer of tension that makes the world feel bigger. Filming wrapped earlier this year in South Africa, where the first season was also shot. Season 2 is expected to have 8 episodes again, which makes sense for the story arcs ahead. At the recent First Look event, we got our first real glimpse of the Straw Hat crew back together, with Luffy and the others looking ready to head into the Grand Line. The new photos revealed locations like Reverse Mountain and Logtown, giving us an idea of what kind of tone this season will have. We could also see hints of the Drum Island storyline and maybe even an early tease of Chopper or Dr. Kureha. If the trailer keeps that same energy from the first look, it will set the stage perfectly for what is coming. Netflix has confirmed that One Piece Season 2 will premiere on March 10th, 2026, with all 8 episodes releasing together. It is still a bit of a wait, but everything about where this story is heading makes it worth it. That's everything we know so far about One Piece Season 2. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll be here the moment the trailer drops.